Hi, Jess here again. Alright, so the videos I've done before, I've talked about how you want to be a guitar player or whatever. Like I said, this is from the basics to what I actually play on everything. So, number one, we talked about what kind of guitar to get. I said it's totally up to you. If you have any questions, let me know. But brands like Ibanez, they're like mid-grade. Taylor Martin are high-end. And there's a lot of fucking brands like Yamaha. You can get like a Yamaha guitar for like $250. It sounds fucking awesome. So, like I said, when in doubt, go to Guitar Center. Like, I'm not repping them, whatever. I don't work for them, but I've never had an issue there ever. They are more friendly than anybody I've ever met in my life. And a little secret is you can go to Guitar Center if there's one by you, and you can just go in there and play guitar. Go in there every day, be like, you know what? I don't know what I want to buy, and I'm gonna just screw around here and play a $10,000 guitar and a $100 guitar and see what I like. That's my best advice is go do that. Like, before you go walk in there like, I'm gonna go play guitar or whatever. Just go in there and just pick it up, look at it, feel it, make love to it. And if you like it, go get it. You don't gotta break the bank. And again, you don't want to spend $1,000 or $800 and like it's going to take you months to learn this shit and practice. You just need something that's going to sound all right. So I recommend spending over $200, no more than $500 though. And that's acoustic. You can get electric guitars and shit, but then you get the electric guitar, and then you got to get an amp, and then you get cables and all that shit, and then nobody knows the words and shit. You're going to play some crazy song like Forward for My Valentine, and you're going to try and be a badass and shit. It's cool for like 5 minutes, and nobody listens to that music, and it doesn't sound anything like it because they tune up and down all that shit. So, just go get an acoustic guitar, and we're going to fucking rock out and jam. So, there's many easy songs. A lot of classic rock is very easy to play. Like fucking Tom Petty shit, like fucking like play shit like that. Hotel California, fucking like anything like that. To fucking like Bon Jovi and shit. So it doesn't matter. So here's the number one secret that nobody wants to know. And they'll all be like, people probably bash you like, I read music and shit, whatever. If you read music, go for it. If this is not your channel, then go fucking get your stupid books and you learn your music and go play like a pro. This is strictly for people who fucking like to just hang out and you play a song and you're like, yeah, I know that song, yeah. So maybe you're not the most popular person in your group and shit, whatever, you want to bring something to the table. Go get a guitar and I'll feature like 5 songs and you're going to be the fucking rock star. Like, yeah, fucking Dave plays guitar. He's the shit, man. So, and we're going to get to that. I'm not going to do any instruction in this video here or whatever. I'll start posting songs like, okay, this is how you play this, this is how you play this. But you can play anything. You don't even need my help. Fucking, there's things called guitar tabs. Now, you need to know the basic guitar chords. That's pretty much it. Every song's going to have chords in it. And pretty much it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's pretty much it. Once you learn those chords, they're good. A good way to start out practicing chords is learn a chord. Because your fingers got to learn. They got to learn like where to go. So you're going to read a little book and it's going to be like, oh, the easiest chord's like the E chord. We'll go with the E chord, we'll play that. It should sound like that. So if you play that, you're like, okay, I'm going to play E chord. So you look at this little thing, it says I put my finger here, here, and here. It shouldn't sound like this. It should sound like this. So you look at go online, Google that shit. I'm not going to show you my fingers, whatever. Go online, it'll say first, second, third. And they're just saying about your fingers. So if you're holding your hand like this, it's first, second, third, fourth, okay? So easy. So right hand, first, second, third, fourth, or backwards, first, second, third, fourth. So that's what those little numbers mean for the chords. So that's first thing first. So you play an E chord. I would start out doing the E chord, try it out. There's 3 fingers, and you play it. And then lift your fingers off, put them back on. Lift them off, put them on. Now, it's probably probably going to sound like this when you do it at first, like. And the problem is, the closer you get to that fret, you want to be as close as you can. So the further away you are, the more fuzzy it sounds and shit. So you want to get as close as you can. It sounds nice and smooth and crisp. So once you get that down, you will put it back down. Stop, put it back down. Do that over and over again so you get the muscle memory in your fingers that they just get it. Now there's a fuck ton of chords, and you can be like, God damn, I don't know every fucking chord. There's so many fucking chords I gotta look up, like, God damn it, how do I play this? And I have to do the same thing. I gotta find out how to play the chord. I'm like, okay. I gotta take my fingers off, play it again. Alright, so I learned that shit. Once I learn that chord and whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. And again, when you're playing a song, it's easier because you're like, okay, I can do that. But when you don't know any fucking chords, it's impossible to play anything. So you just gotta practice till you get that shit down. So you do the E chord, then you try and do G. And once you get that shit in there, then you go back and forth from E to G, like. Then once you learn another chord like D, you go to that one, like fucking D, back to E. And you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Till no shit, you can go from an E to a D to a G to a D to an E, like no problem. You do that shit and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm a fucking rock star. And once you get shit like that down, then you start learning more chords. So once you learn E, G, D, C, A, F, all that shit, now once you get those chords down like A through F, you just mastered a bunch of fucking songs. You don't even know it yet, but you did. Now I understand that chords are only part of the fucking game here. So strumming's the other one. So this exercise helps you do both. So if you're switching chords and strumming, and you can make up your own strum pattern too. Like you don't have to be like fucking like da 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 da. You can play whatever you want, dude. But the professionals will teach you. You want to go up down. So you want to, whenever you, we're doing chords right now. So we'll do fucking. So that's the same as doing and you can do one just basic like. Or just like fucking. You're practicing your own strumming. There ain't nobody holding your hand here. You're going to be like, okay, that sounds cool. And it might sound terrible, but you're just practicing how to get that. You're trying to bring them both together here. Because now you're trying to put fucking your fingers on the strings. You're trying to strum. And you're like, fuck, everything sounds like shit. Don't worry, it's going to get better. Don't worry. You just got to practice. So that's the first lesson. If you can do that, get online, hop online, find like a G chord, a C chord, an E chord, and maybe a D chord, and go back and forth and back and forth. And alternate, and it doesn't have to be in an order. You make your own order up. Just go back and forth. And once your fingers learn it, like this is a D chord, this is a G chord, this is an E chord, you are then cooking with fire, and then we'll go to the next level later. Like, you don't need to learn fucking crazy solo fucking techniques yet and shit. Chords are a big thing. Because you can, most songs play chords and shit. And with the invention of the capo, every fucking song you know can be played like that. And again, this isn't like, I'm not teaching like, you're going to go fucking be a badass New York Philharmonic like fucking cello player or some shit. This is just to teach you. You bought a guitar, you can't use it, it sounds like shit. I'm going to make it turn into a magical fucking piece of awesomeness. Alright? Alright, love you guys. Take it easy.